Okay, so the band is like riding this high. When does it start to feel like, oh shit, this is petering off? And had you thought about what you might be doing after the band's, heyday in the lead up to this, or was it kind of like this abrupt surprise of like, oh, we're sort of falling by the wayside and there's all these new bands that people are excited about and we don't necessarily fit into this?
You kind of fall in a vacuum when you're in your success mode.
Right.
You're in a tube, you're talking to Atlantic Records, and there wasn't a lot of internet and stuff like that, so immediate commentary and feedback wasn't available. So, not that you're last to know because I'm super self-aware, but I was in this bubble and I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. I don't want to go away. And the saddest thing is when your dream comes true, when you see it start to slip away. Like I could imagine an athlete, going, oh, my fastball isn't 95 miles per hour anymore. I got maybe 6 more months left. It's very sad. I always say, people always say it's sad to see musicians growing old. Oh, you're getting fat, you're losing your hair. But I promise you, Michael Jordan would be playing tonight in the NBA if he could.
Right.
It's your dream.
Yeah.
We get to grow old and it's sad, but don't worry about us because we're doing something about what we love.
Right.
So I saw it coming when the Strokes and Interpol and that lo-fi, cool New York, which probably was the last scene. The LCD sound systems were coming out. And I'm like, ooh, the landscape is changing. The Third Eye Blinds, the Smash Mouths, Everclears of the world were starting to fall out of favor. Alternative radio starting to fall out of pop a little bit. The pop, the hip, the Ja Rule world was really starting to take over the pop landscape. So you could see it in front of you, and you just start breathing your last gas, and you start chasing your tail. You're calling Pharrell and the Neptunes, going, "You got anything? You got anything for me?" You're trying to stay. We need something new, and that actually happened, believe it or not.
They didn't send you anything?
Oh, they sent us something, and it's a great story. We show up to the record plant in L.A., and Pharrell's got 5 rooms working, and he was with Chad at the time, so they were the Neptunes, but it was Pharrell's show.
Okay.
I think they're suing each other or something crazy.
Oh, really?
Hey, forgive me if they're not, but kind of passing off bad
I actually
information.
don't even know about that.
I think there's a little bit of legalities going on, but forgive me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
So he's working on 5 studios. There's Mariah's over here, Mystical's over here, and Snoop's over here, and Little Sugar Ray's over in this corner, and a little bit of a smaller studio than everybody else, right? Ours wasn't catered. And Pharrell comes in and goes, I got a song for you. And I'm like, yeah, that's great, but Pharrell, we want to write a song from the ground up, man. I think us and Sugar Ray and you, man. And he just signed Supercat. That's the irony. He just signed Supercat, so he wanted to work with us.
Wow.
He goes, I got a song for you. It's called Here She Comes. It's great. It's you. We're not going to write it. This is yours, blah, blah, blah. We did the song. We finished it, and I'm like, I don't know if I love this. I want to love this. I don't know if I love this. And so it's a Neptune song, so you must love it, right? They're all amazing. And so we played it for the label, and they didn't go, I don't know if this is you. And it was more Pharrell singing over us, and he's got such a wonderful voice and so talented that I couldn't mimic his voice and style. So it didn't make the record.
Okay.
And we said, let's go back to what we do. We wrote one more song called When It's Over, which got to the top 10. Before I get to that, though, I talked to Blink-182 about 8 years later, and they had a Neptune story. They worked with the Neptunes because they were trying to change. Everybody was trying to stay in.
There was a time period where absolutely everybody felt like they needed Pharrell to
We were
to
all
continue to
waiting in the
exist.
water.
Yeah.
Going, we need something else. Is Scott Storch available? No. All right. Does you know I'm holding? No. Okay. Anyway, it was early 90s.
Right.
But Blink-182 goes, yeah. And so, Pharrell gave us a song. And it was called Here She Comes, I go, that was our song. So he was just trying to you write, I've got 7 things going on here. Wow. Just take. So
I mean, you get that feeling when you go into Lululemon and they're trying to sell you something.
Oh, yeah.
And you're wondering, is this the thing that you're having an extremely hard time selling?
It was the joggers that gather at Lululemon that no one wants that Pharrell was trying to sell to us, bro.
Wow.
And so I thought it was hilarious about that. I don't know if that song ever came out, but so on our own, we got the song When It's Over, and it was the last song that made the top 10 in 2001. So we had this last gasp, and record didn't do so hot. It came out at the top 10. Ironic, it was our first top 10 record. We had records that sold consistently, like 50. It's crazy to think about it now. 50,000 records a week, for like 30 weeks in a row. That record sold 106,000 in the first week, got to number 6, and then jumped down to 48, and then made its way out. When It's Over, got to the top 10. But we were done.
But it's always funny when you hear that now, 106,000 first week, and the band was basically fucked when it's like 106,000 now.
Right?
And the first week is like incredible. Yeah.
It would be insane. That's like Drake numbers now, 106,000.
Probably almost no rock bands.
What
like
did
that.
Gunna sell?
I think Gunna ended up selling like 96K first week, which is extremely good.
Which is insane.
Shocking, yeah.
Right. And that's what we sold in 2001. And we're so excited, you know.
But it's funny because on the Whack podcast, we were talking about it as if it sold 60K first week, which still super impressive, but less than his other album that came out before. But then it ended up being that the conversation that we were having was basically useless because he actually sold like 50% more than we were talking.
But you were right at the time to think that. I mean, who thought it was going to sell more than the first record? Was it sold 80 something the first one?
It actually did sell more, which is crazy because the first record, since he had his whole case and everything, was the one where he was talking about the snitching shit and it had a #1 hit. So it's got the strong narrative and it's got a big hit. Basically, all you can ask for when you're trying to push a record.
You're right, which is interesting too, because he was a street guy.
Yeah.
So 6ix9ine, street guy, I don't know.
Yeah.
Gunna, real street guy, no one cares.
Yeah.
So where's the snitching end and where's it stop? And some guys, if they snitch, it's over. You know?
But less
like
now
G-Face,
than before.
dude. G-Face is done.
Fuck, dude.
Come on, G-Face.
He's going to call me like, hey, tell that motherfucker Mark McGrath I'm looking for
No, G-Face, man. It's all love. I'm an old man. I'm an old tuna, dude. I'm an old tuna.
Holy shit, I'm an old tuna. What the fuck?
Turned up non-affiliate.
Yeah, I know.
Come on. I've been waiting to drop
How has he wormed his way into my brain this deeply? What the fuck?